Amid an increasingly crowded K-pop sky with new stars popping up, there's one name that never dims, even when the lights are turned off. Kim Taehyung, better known as BTS'S V, isn't just an idol. He is an icon. He is a cultural phenomenon. She is a living emotion in every note she sings, in every look she throws at the camera, and in every silence that is louder than a scream. Today, however, the loudest sound comes not from the stage where it is supposed to shine, but from the darkness that is slowly and quietly trying to drown it out. Yes, today we must say out loud, HYB, come to your senses. V is gold. Gold is not buried. Gold must be protected, must be preserved, must be elevated. But what really happened? Why do fans from all over the world, ARMY who has always stood as a shield and at the same time BTS's greatest strength, begin to question the agency's treatment of one of the most charismatic and artistic members? Why in recent months has the usual clamor of love and support turned into screams of frustration and loud accusations against the management? This is not just speculation. These are pangs that have been pent up for a long time, waiting for an explosion. And now, the explosion has happened. V's solo debut album titled Layover was released with great expectations. Every song on the album is like a love letter from Taehyung to his fans. With a jazzy, lo-fi twist and a deep retro feel, Layover isn't just an album. He is a reflection of the soul of a true artist, but how painful it is to see that the album did not get the maximum support from the agency that was supposed to become the backbone for his solo career. There is no big promotion. There is no such luxurious showcase that other solo artists get under the same auspices. Even the official merchandise was present sober, almost like a half-hearted effort. In fact, even with all the limitations, the Layover made history. It topped various global charts, broke pre-order sales records, and earned widespread acclaim from international music critics. It all happened not because of a promotional push from HYB, but because of the power of one thing, the love of the ARMY and the undeniable qualities of Kim Taehyung himself. And herein lies the greatest irony. When gold is already shining on its own, why would it still want to be buried? It's a question that now resonates across fandom. Could it be that HYB, a company that grew up precisely because of BTS, is hurting its own golden child? Could it be that there are hidden forces that want to restrain the pace of creative freedom of an artist who so dared to break the grip? Some fans refer to this as a form of subtle boycott. Not a direct cut, but a slow abandonment. Not spotlighted, not fairly facilitated, not involved in major corporate campaigns. Even the placement of social media looks awkward, where V's content is often drowned out or not even in the official highlights. If this is true, then the question is no longer, does HYB not see the potential of V? But why are they afraid of such great potential? V is often described as BTS's main visual. And indeed, his face is one of the most recognizable and idolized throughout the world. But for a true ARMY, visuals are just an outer layer. Taehyung is a multidimensional artist. He creates songs, writes lyrics, conceptualizing video. Even in his every move on stage, there's always a narrative, there's always a soul. In Layover, we see a deeper side of him, full of nostalgia, heartbreaking silence, and unfiltered honesty. V is not trying to be an idol in this album. It's just being herself. And precisely because of that, the album has become so powerful. But, ironically, it is also that freedom that may make it uncomfortable for a system accustomed to arranging everything in formulas. V is not a formula. It was a beautiful unpredictability. And systems like HYB don't seem to be ready for that. What many people don't realize, and probably HYB's own top brass included, is that ARMY isn't just a regular fan base. They are movements. They're a global community with tremendous intellectual, emotional, and financial power. And when they feel that one of the BTS members is being harmed, they will not stay silent. There have been many online campaigns voicing protests. Hashtags such as #ProtectTaehyung, #HYBListenToV, and #VDeservesBetter are trending in many countries. ARMY does not claim privileges for V. They're just asking for justice, equality, deserved recognition for the hard work and outstanding contribution he has made since the first day of debut. This article is just the beginning of a whole long narrative that will dig deeper into what is really going on behind the scenes. I'll go on to describe the internal conflicts, the whispers from industry insiders, the analysis of suspicious digital footprints, and of course, the emotional responses from fans in different parts of the world. One of the most heart-wrenching things in the course of the Layover is not criticism, because hardly anyone can devalue the quality of V's music. It was also not a sales failure, because precisely the sales figures set a record. What hurts the most is the silence of the party that should have most loudly cheered in his favor. HYB said nothing. Don't make a big celebration. No internal rewards. Does not promote layover as a monumental achievement. It was as if they were afraid to admit that AV could create a miracle without their help. The fans call this a form of silent humiliation because even enemies at least vote. But neglect? It's like a slow, deadly void. The army who have been following BTS since their debut know very well how V always gives his best, even when he doesn't speak. V loves the stage, but he prefers to work from the heart rather than selling thrills. Many people forget, or may not know, that when BTS first debuted, V wasn't introduced as an official member until the last second. It is a hidden mystery. The quiet boy from Taehyung kept many wounds and questions in his silence. But slowly, through his movements, looks, and voice, the world began to realize this child was unusual. Kim Taehyung is not just an idol. He's an actor, artist, a dreamer who is not afraid to take risks. When K-pop was in the midst of EDM currents and hard beats, V came up with Scenery, Winter Bear, and Snowflower songs full of nuance, melancholia, and reflection. The songs are not for parties, but for lonely nights, for souls who want to feel sincerity. And when finally Layover was born, he became the culmination of a long journey of an artist who was never afraid to be himself. Sources within the music industry began to whisper. Some Korean journalists even raised the same thing. Is HYB afraid of artists who are too free? Because when an artist like V manages to create an explosive album without a mainstream formula, without the usual Korean pop formula, and especially without the full interference of HYB, it creates a dangerous precedent for the system. If one person can succeed without full control of the agency, then the system begins to lose its grip. Layover is proof that V doesn't need HYB to create great work. And this is what may not be acceptable for those who are used to organizing the narrative. Rumors began circulating that V had a different artistic vision to the direction the management wanted to take. He wanted a more mellow sound, a more organic production, and a visual concept that was more artistic than commercial. But this approach is not always accepted with open arms by the higher-ups of companies that are more oriented towards quick profits. Some fans even compared the treatment of V to other solo artists under HYB's auspices who get vigorous promotions, solo concerts, and full support. Why V not get the same? Why does a Layover class album, which can be the pride of a label, actually look like it was left to its own devices? Is this solely a business strategy? Or is there a deeper hidden conflict? On social media, the army's voice can no longer be silenced. They don't just write, they make analysis. They compare the airtime of V's videos with other artists. They track the YouTube algorithm. They pulled engagement data, sales charts, and content release times to see strange patterns. And they all point to one thing. There's a pattern of abandonment of V.